Why do so many catfish farms fail? Why is it that some people are getting it right, while some people are getting it wrong? Many people have invested money in their catfish farm, and what they see instead of seeing success is failure. And so for so many people, they have closed down their farm. Why is this happening? I could remember when I wanted to start catfish farming. I was scared to start the farm, and this was because of the many stories that I have heard about catfish. Now, I cannot decipher whether these stories are true or whether these stories are false. But what I do know is that I have stories of bankers that collected loan from their institution and they started this catfish farm and they failed. I have stories of people that especially collected loan, try catfish, and they did not get anything in it. Some people also have stories that after selling, they could not make any profit. Why is it so? The truth is that I don't know whether these stories are true or not. But as a practicing catfish farmer for the past 6 years, I will tell you that I have never lost in my catfish production. In fact, when my business hit rock bottom, catfish was was the only product in the farm that was not affected by this. So why are many failing while others are succeeding? In this video, I'm going to be sharing practically from my example, from my experience. As I always say, the video is for educational purpose. So I'm going to be telling you what practically worked for me and what I think you need to do in your catfish farm. Now, before we proceed, for those that are returning subscribers, I want to thank you very much for returning to watch my videos. And for those that have not subscribed yet to my videos, please do well to subscribe to this video and also like the video and comment. Share this video so that so many other catfish farmers can learn. So without further ado, let us go straight to the video. Now, one of the reasons why catfish farmers fail is early life preparation of the juveniles. Early life preparation of the juveniles. The truth is this: most catfish farmers are not the one that hatch their catfish. So the catfish that they brought to them might not be good seed. Some of the catfish that they brought to them, that is the juveniles or the fingerlings, depending on the ones you buy, might be coming from another farm. Now, what do you do in order to prepare your catfish? What do you do in order to prepare it? Your catfish is already coming from another farm into your own farm. One of the best things you need to do is to make sure that the early life of the catfish they are properly taken care of. To illustrate this well, I will illustrate this with a baby. You will see that when a baby is born, I'm talking about a human being. When a baby is born, you see that the World Health Organization will advise you that for optimal growth of this baby, the mother should at least breastfeed this baby for 6 months without giving the baby any other thing apart from breast milk. That this helps the baby to resist sicknesses. It helps the baby's brain to coordinate well, and so many other. It helps in optimal growth and things like that. And mothers that have followed this pattern of raising their children with exclusive breast milk will always tell you that they have seen good difference in their child. Now, what about catfish? The early life welfare of catfish is very important. The early life welfare of catfish is very important. Many people do not regard this early life of catfish, and that is why they have so many problems. You will have a catfish is coming from an hatchery. And for those of us that know what happened in the hatchery, you know that the hatchery is somewhere a place where these catfish are taken care of naturally. That is, they are well taken care of there. Their oxygen level, the oxygen level of the water is always pure and clean. The water is either they are always owning their water. That is, there is a constant flow of water. As dirty water is going out, new ones is coming in. That is keeping the oxygen level of the water to be very clear. But now, what happens when they now bring this catfish to you? When they bring the catfish to you, so many people neglect this practice. You are bringing in a catfish from a place where it's taken care of 24 hours. The water is being changed 24 hours. But you now bring in this catfish to your farm, and you are now looking at the water, and you are telling yourself, the water never dirty now. No be 2 days ago we bring am. No be 3 days ago we change the water. That is going to affect the catfish. It is going to affect the catfish because you are bringing the catfish out from a place where it's getting maximum care, and you are bringing the catfish to a place where the care have reduced. And that is why I always advise people, whenever you are bringing out your catfish, from when you buy your catfish, always make sure that you put in the potassium mixture. And now this is where you need to be very careful, because this potassium mixture can harm your fish. It can make your fish to die. But when used properly, this potassium mixture can help you so much, because the potassium mixture helps the welfare of the fish. It also helps them in adaptability, because you are actually bringing them from another water to your own farm, another water, another weather, another condition. Some people will buy catfish in Abuja to rear the catfish in Ibadan. The weather in Abuja and the weather in Ibadan is different. Some people buy catfish, these catfish were breeded inside the house, but they now carry the catfish and put outdoor in their pond. There is no sun inside, but when it's coming out to sun. So there is a difference. So you need to use the potassium mixture in little quantity. It will help them. Now, another thing you do that most catfish farmers do that cause them problem in their catfish is still in that early life. See, our people used to say that weekend wey go good, na Monday you go take know. Catfish wey go good, na for the fingerlings and juvenile stage, how you treat it, that you will see the optimal growth. Okay, that is where you will see the optimal growth tomorrow. So what do you do? What you do naturally is this: if you are a catfish farmer, the early life of your catfish is what you should depend on. It's not the only time you should care for them, but it is very important you care for them very well. When you are bringing in your catfish, for me, what I do in my farm is that I make sure that I disinfect this thing very well. I make sure that I disinfect the catfish pond very well. That is number one. I use salt to do my disinfection. And then I also make sure that I add antibiotic and vitamin C to their first water. I add the antibiotic. Now, when you ask me, you say, which antibiotic will I add? See, antibiotic is broad spectrum. Broad spectrum means that it can be able to cure even disease that they do not have, or disease that they might want to develop. So when I put any antibiotic, erythromycin, whatever antibiotic I can lay my hand on, I will just put them depending on the water quantity and vitamin C. Then I will put in my catfish. This catfish will start to grow well. At 1 month, some people do it at 3 weeks. But me, between 3 weeks to 1 month, I will sort them. And when I sort the fish, I will sort them according to their sizes. And then I will introduce pawpaw. Pawpaw is pawpaw now. Is it papaya? Yes. I will introduce the leaf, the juice. After grinding it, I will introduce it with bitter leaf. The reason for this is I am building their immune system so that they do not get sick. I do not want, they are healthy, they are picking up fine, but I am building their immune system. It is like giving you multivitamin. It is like if you are taking like something like vitamin D, if you are taking something like Wehrman, if you are taking something like vitamin C or zinc to build your immune system. Most catfish farmers, they only do what we call the fire brigade method. They only take care of their catfish when there is problem, when there is already the catfish is dying. And even before you rectify the problem, you will discover that you have lost a handful of catfish. Another reason why catfish farmers fail is they lack the spirit of stewardship. I actually teach in a school, yeah, and from a very little age, children are taught how to have spirit of stewardship. And that is why, even though they do not go to church or mosque the way we go to church and mosque, they come out to be good people. It's not that Africans are not good people. They come out to be respectful, the ones that want to be respectful. They come out to be okay. Now, how does stewardship apply to your cattle farm? I will take you to the Bible. A certain man was traveling and he gave one of his servants 5 talents. This talent was, the servant was able to double it to 10 talents. He gave another one 2 talents. That one was able to double it to 4 talents. Now he gave one talent, and that one, probably because he's looking that his own is small and he's comparing himself with others, he went and buried his own and he did not do anything with his own. So now, what are we trying to say? What I'm trying to say here is that so many people start their catfish, and even though their catfish is going well, they start comparing themselves with other farms. You started a catfish with 1,000 capacity. Your job is to see how you can grow that your 1,000 catfish to 2,000. Your job is not to grow your 1,000 capacity to 100,000. It is not to grow your 1,000 capacity to 3,000. No, it is when you get to 2,000, you will now start trying to grow it to 4,000. But so many people, they want to grow from 1,000 to 10,000 overnight. And that is a problem. Gradualism. If you start your catfish, your mandate is how to transfer that your 5 talent to 10 talent, 100%. How to transfer that your 2 talent to 4 talent, 100%. How to transfer your 1,000 capacity to 2,000 capacity. Now, let me tell you something in sales. I've been a salesman for 14 years of my life. And I will tell you this. Sales is judged by your target, what you are supposed to deliver. Now, let me give you an instance. When I was working as a pharmaceutical sales rep, my target in my area was high. Now, we have other people that in their area where they cover, because of probably the uniqueness of that area, because of probably the size of that area, their target is low. But at the end of the month, if those people, let's say their target is 10 million naira, if they are able to achieve 10 million naira, they have actually achieved 100% of their target. They have actually achieved 100% of their target, okay? Now, if your target, if my own target is 20 million, and I'm able to achieve, let me say 18 million, I've not been able to achieve 100% of my target. So when you want to check who is the best rep goes to that person that have achieved 10 million naira because he got 100% of his target. Why me that have achieved 18 million naira did not get 100% of my target? Now, let's apply it to your farm. Do you know that if you have a capacity of 1,000 catfish and you are able to grow this 1,000 catfish to 2,000 catfish after 1 year, but there is a certain neighbor of you that have 5,000 catfish, and in that same calendar year, he could not grow his 5,000 catfish to 10,000 catfish. Do you know that you did better than that person? Yes, in the spirit of stewardship, you were able to multiply what you have by 100%. But that person was not able, even though he was making more revenue than you, but he is not growing. So most catfish farmers want to grow more than their capacity, or they are not even growing at all. And that is why the catfish farm is failing. Another reason why their catfish farm is failing is because they put in everything at the same time. They do not apply the gradual rotational model. Gradual rotational model is simple. If you have 5,000 capacity for your catfish, do not put 5,000. Put 1,000 this first month. Second month, put another 1,000. Third month, put another 1,000. Fourth month, put another 1,000. Fifth month, put another 1,000. By the fifth month, you are already selling that first month 1,000. So after the fifth month, you already have a cash flow in your farm. You don't need to borrow money again. You don't need to cry that your catfish is not eating food. You have a cash flow that is going on in your farm, and cash is king in any business. Cash is king in any business. So that is one of the reasons why most catfish farm fail. And then another reason that we talk about that catfish farmers fail is they do not know what they want, who they want to sell their catfish to. From beginning, they have not made up their mind who they want to sell their catfish to. Okay, so they don't know whether they want to smoke their catfish. They don't know whether they want to sell it at stable size. So you need to determine what you want to do with your catfish, and that is why it's good for you to divide your capacity. I saw someone that is celebrating that he just installed a 20,000 catfish capacity, and the consultant that installed it is saying that the man is a big man. They just installed 20,000, and the man said that next month they will install another 20,000, and that. Okay, that is fine. So if their capacity is 100,000, fine. But most times you see that people that do this type of installation, 20,000, start like that, those people at the end of the day are the people that will still close back the farm. It's not that I'm saying the farm is going to close, but I have seen this over and over again. Those type of people are the people that will still close down their farm. This consultant is after his money, is after his setup price, is after the money he's adding for setting up the farm, for those things. That is what he's after. It's not after your growth, it's not his money. The consultant in question is also a fish farmer, but do not have that capacity, does not have that capacity. So the consultant cannot even manage that number of fish because he doesn't have that capacity. Remember the Peter's principle that I talked about yesterday, sorry, that an employee will always rise to his level of incompetence. So if your consultant is telling you to start with all the work, the question is, what is his capacity? How many catfish has he been able to manage? An employee will always rise to his level of incompetence, meaning that if he has been able to manage only 5,000 catfish, if you give him 100,000, he is going to kill the other 95,000 and drop down to his level of competence, which is 5,000. Okay. Now, there are so many things that also people do that they fail. You can send me a message if you want to be part of my mentorship. You send me a message to +234 7053216310, so that you can have a discussion with me and we can set up your farm in a right way. It's an access to me, and I will personalize it. I will look at your project and we will see how we can work again. I don't know what they call me where you are, but in this country they call me the shore boy. And if you have not subscribed to this video, please, now is also the time to do that. And I will see you soon.